Yeah, good morning. Uh, Before going into the concept of Angular, so first I will give you some overview of what we are going to discuss in this session. So in this session, first I will give you a basic overview of what we are going to learn in Angular. Means not concept, just points what we are going to discuss. Actually, the prerequisites for this, in order to learn Angular, you must have good knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are minimum basics. I hope you all people are aware of that, right? So this will not suitable for anybody who is not aware of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So to learn Angular, you must have minimum knowledge of these three. Mandatory. There is here we are not going to learn any JavaScript. So you must have good knowledge of JavaScript. So otherwise you can't handle Angular. And knowledge of Bootstrap will be add on. But I hope anybody who is aware of HTML, CSS, he already knows Bootstrap also. Because in our examples, we will use Bootstrap and some third parties of Angular. We will learn handling this. So these are minimum requirements for anybody who is here to learn Angular. You must have this. I hope everyone is good in this. And what we are going to learn here is the topics that we are going to cover here. We will start with language TypeScript. Angular requires the knowledge of TypeScript, and no need to have a prior knowledge of TypeScript. So we are going to learn TypeScript detailedly here. So we are going to discuss complete TypeScript end to end. So TypeScript from basic to advanced. So advanced level, we are going to learn everything. That TypeScript is enough. Even in future, you want to use TypeScript in any other technologies. Like suppose you are dealing with React or some other things, and there also you need TypeScript. Then you don't need to individually again learn TypeScript. This knowledge of TypeScript is enough. So we are going to learn TypeScript from very basic level to advanced everything. And that TypeScript will be enough for handling any technology which is trying to use TypeScript. Next, we are going to, after learning TypeScript, this TypeScript will take at least 1 week time. It will take 1 week time. So that means we are not going to start Angular in the first day. So we are going to start working with TypeScript. Once we are good with TypeScript, then we have to go into Angular, because Angular language is TypeScript, mandatory. At least we need to spend 1 week on TypeScript, because so many concepts are important which we have to use in our Angular. So everything we need to discuss here. I will give every basic level to advanced, every concept we will learn about that. Which one? So that is, first we are going to deal with TypeScript. Next we will start with our Angular. And Angular, we are going to learn the latest release 13 version. We are going to start working with Angular, so version 13. So while we are learning version 13, we will discuss all other versions in use. Actually, according to the Angular community, currently Angular 10 is under long-term support. Angular term in long-term support. Angular 10 is under long-term support. That means up to Angular 10 officially gone. That means no longer under support. So 10, 11, 12, and 13. Currently active versions are 11, 12. And now 11 is also going under long-term support. Only 12 and 13 will be active currently. Very latest release of Angular is 13, just 1-2 months back. And we are going to learn differences. I will not give you the differences from Angular beginning to end till now. That's time waste, because it's waste of time to discuss about deprecated versions and deprecated options. So we will discuss about the options that are currently being used in other versions which are active. We will discuss the difference, what new they introduced, what is new in, because companies may be still using Angular 10, 11 or 8. That's the reason you need to know minimum difference between, so what options are new, what are not available in the advanced. So such differences I will give you. So we are going to completely discuss about Angular 13. And in Angular 13, we are going to work with all advanced features along with the old. So because it is backward compatible, so older features also we are going to deal with. And while learning Angular, we will discuss A to Z everything about Angular and whatever required for Angular in real world development. Because in real world development, not only just Angular people have to know about Angular materials. Angular people have to know about third party like RxJS. Angular people have to know about third party state managements like integration with Redux. So such third party tools which are required for Angular, those also we will learn. So we will discuss all the third party basics which are mandatory for real world developers who are working on Angular in companies. So what they need, what third parties they regularly prefer using, those we are going to learn. Everything advanced, whatever used in companies. So not just Angular, we are going to learn Angular with so many third party integrations which are very familiar for Angular developers. And Angular developers need to know and use them in real world projects. And we will learn about testing also. We will not have a separate session like testing frameworks. I will show you how testing happens in Angular. We will discuss about what is testing, how testing is done in Angular. So we are not going to conduct a separate testing class because testing frameworks are separate. People have to know about testing frameworks. We will learn only which is needed for Angular, what Angular uses, how it works. Those things we are going to learn. And we will learn about deployment also. Deployment means on local servers how to deploy application, on cloud servers how to deploy application. That means finally making our application live. Basically we will start learning with development on cloud local servers. Finally we will see how to deploy on cloud. That means how to make our Angular application live, how to build, how to debug, how to test, how to deploy. All these things we are going to discuss. And here we are not going to deal any project. Here I am not giving you any assurance of doing a project. That's again becomes a separate concept. Here we will build an end-to-end application. I will show you end-to-end application. End-to-end application. That means with whatever topics we have learned, So by using that, we will try to build a complete end-to-end application. Actually, this is about only Angular, but Angular people have to know how to use Angular with backend integrations. So I will show you end-to-end application. So using a database, we will use MongoDB, and I will show MySQL how it works. And we will use server-side technology, Node.js, means using Node.js, MongoDB, how we can handle database and server-side scripts. We will see Express as middleware. So middleware, middleware is Express, which is used for configuring and creating APIs and web servers. And finally, client side, we will use Angular. This integration I will show you. I'm not saying that I will teach you MongoDB, Node.js, Express.js. I will give you an overview. So for building an end-to-end application, that overview is enough for your practice. That means you can create a complete end-to-end application by yourself with your own database, with your own server-side logic, and with your own middleware configurations and front end. So because this people will replace with other technologies if they belong to other technologies. That means people who are learning Java, .NET, PHP, Python, or something else, web development, they use their server-side technologies to create and configure APIs, and that you can consume and use in Angular. I will show you integration with APIs. So here, complete end-to-end application we will build at the final stage. That means you may call this as, generally people call this as a mean stack example. A mean stack example. Mean stack is, so MongoDB database, Express middleware, Angular front end, and Node.js server side. Right? So these are the major concepts that we are going to learn. So internally, so many topics will be there. Whatever topics are required for real-time development process, everything we are going to cover. No need to specifically ask like, will you teach this, will you teach that? If it is there in Angular, you are going to learn, right? No need to waste time in discussing that this is topic of Angular, will you teach? If it is topic of Angular, we are going to learn, right? So no need to have any doubt like this topic, that topic. If it is a topic of Angular, it is used in development process, we are going to learn it, right? So these are the basic overview. Detailed content, can you close the door? So the detailed content, what we are going to learn, all the topics, that information will be given you to, it will be sent to you as email by our admin. Our admin will send you an email. So this session is happening both online and offline simultaneously, right? So because of the pandemic, so we are not sure, right, how many days government will allow. So offline will go on, right? Offline is going on, online also going on. So simultaneously we will have. And if due to any technical reasons offline is not possible, we will shift this to online. And whenever resumes again, we will come back, right? So we'll continue offline and online, both sessions. And whatever topics related notes, step-by-step details, everything, classroom examples, we will share on a Google Classroom. So to all the people, so that you can get all the classroom related notes day by day, every day into the classroom, Google Classroom. I will share you the link. So tomorrow I will share you a temporary link for demo sessions. For demo sessions, videos also will be sent to you so that you can go through those demo videos. So whatever demo classes are happening, after register sessions, we will have a dedicated separate classroom link group where we will share all the class contents. Temporarily, I will give you a GitHub link where we will store all the demo related notes and videos. You can go through them, right? And everything step by step note and description, I will give you a soft copy about this, right? So these are the concepts that we are going to discuss, and this entire concept will take 45 sessions to complete. So it will take 45 sessions to handle all this. So that is the maximum target for finishing up with Angular. All the concepts we have to deal, because it depends on how perfect you are in your language. JavaScript, HTML, CSS. If you are good, then it will be more easy and faster to handle. Otherwise, it will take little time, so a week more time, so that we can get into the examples, work with them, doubts and everything, right? So this is the overview of what we are going to learn in this Angular sessions, right? Now we will go into, I hope everyone is clear with this, right? Now we will go into technical concept. So first important thing you need to understand, so what is Angular? So in order to understand what is Angular, first you need to understand the concept of why Angular. Why Angular? Now we will go technically understanding every concept, everything. So to understand why we need Angular, what is Angular? So you need to know about one basic thing. Like first point is, so what are the challenges in modern web development? What are the challenges in modern web development? If you know answer for this, then you will understand what is Angular and why Angular is. What are the challenges in modern web development means, actually you know that, so started web started in early 1990s. So Tim Berners-Lee Tim Berners-Lee introduced the concept of web. And from 1990s, from the 1990s, we are building the applications for web. So web started in early 1990s, and we are building applications for web from the early 1990s. Then suddenly, why this Angular is required for web development? So what is the reason why we need Angular suddenly? So because before that web is there. So then why we need Angular, sir? The point is very simple. What challenges as a developer we are facing in the modern web development? So the first challenge for web developers is unified user experience. The first challenge is unified user experience. User experience, UX is user experience. Unified user experience means, see, first point, I hope majority of you people will agree with the point, like now from past few years, more than 80% of users are using web from smart devices like mobiles, tabs, and all this. So that means 80% of users are using web from low bandwidth devices, mobiles, tabs, and all. Earlier, laptop, desktop, cyber caves, internet points. Huh? Now we have everything from mobile. Majority, we are accessing everything from mobile. Then what is problem is, what is meant by unified experience? I will show you. For example, suppose we have YouTube. And so this is www.youtube.com. This is their web application, web app. And we are using this on a PC or a laptop. We are using it. That's fine. Now, majority of people started using our smart devices like mobiles and all. So that means earlier, lot of PC and laptop, and now lot of smart devices like mobile and tab. Now what happens is, so when YouTube earlier designed, so we can access this on laptop and PC easily and use it. But when it comes to mobile, so this application becomes heavy because mobiles are low bandwidth devices. They can't handle this much heavy application. Then what these people started is, means YouTube, Yahoo, Google, all these people, they started optimizing their application. Optimizing means compressing and making it fit onto these devices like mobiles. Optimize and fit onto mobile. Then when that is the reason, when they optimize, they will send you the URL. It will be like m.youtube.com. I hope many people know this. I am talking about the situation in the early days of smartphones when we don't have YouTube app or Facebook app. We used to use browsers in mobile. Even today also, some mobiles have browsers. There you can access YouTube and access Facebook, m.facebook.com, m.youtube.com. It is optimized. Optimized means compressed. So what website started doing is, application started optimizing and sending into the devices like mobile and tab. Now what is problem? Optimize means what happens is, for example, on your laptop or desktop, you are using MS Office, MS Word. The same MS Word is available on your mobiles. But the MS Word available on your mobiles is compact. That means it will have limited features. Means what MS Word you are using on your desktop laptop, how many features it is having, all are not available in MS Word of your mobile. It is compact. That means people who are using mobile, they are missing some options. They are missing with some features. They are missing with some options. That means when we are trying to watch YouTube on mobile, on a browser, then we have a complaint that this option is not working. Why? Then they would say that because you are watching on mobile, this is not available to you. So this is not suitable for mobile. Earlier, I am talking about situation earlier. That means in the beginning days, the situation in the beginning days. So the point is here, the key point is, when we are trying to handle these applications on smart devices and other applications, so every feature is not available to mobile smart devices. Unified experience means, unified user experience means, so mobile users must get access to everything. That will means application must have same experience across devices. Application must have same experience across devices. That means you are watching on a desktop or laptop, you are watching on a mobile. So I must have the same experience. How the application is working on a laptop and desktop, the same experience I need on a mobile. That means mobile users must not complain that this option is not working. And you should not have a suggestion that because mobile, this will not work for you. You must give the facility in such a way that it should work everywhere. This is called unified experience. Unified experience means, so every device must have same experience. That means on any device you may be watching their website, it should have same experience. And designing an application with unified experience is not an easy job. It's not an easy job. It is one of the challenge for web developers. So for web developers, one main challenge is in the modern web development, making application fit onto device, making application available with all the features across any device. That is important. That means a device should not complain that this is not working. So it should have a same experience across any device. We call this as unified user experience. That is one challenge. Second challenge for web developers in the modern development is fluid user experience. Another important challenge for web developer is fluid user experience. Fluid user experience means, for example, see, suppose I am using Google and here I am searching for Angular, some results came. Now some millions of results came. This is Google search page. And this is the first page. How do I watch the second page results? To watch second page results, I need to scroll down. When I scroll down, at the bottom, page numbers will come. I need to hit the page numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Now imagine this page is being watched on a mobile and they have to hit that page number on mobile. It is very small number, right? Then what we have to do is on mobile, it is very small. Then I need to zoom my screen. I need to zoom and hit on that page number 2, second page will come. This type of thing you are doing regularly in some websites even today. That means you open some website on your mobile. There is a small login or sign up or some submit button and you are unable to hit it correctly. Then you zoomed that and clicked it. Some websites still have that point. I don't want like that. Fluid experience means fluid experience in such a way that user will stay on one page and everything should come onto that page. It should not be like next page, previous page, first page, last page. That means, for example, observe Google. Currently, this is web search. Let's go to Google image search. When I go to Google image search, now Google image search is fluid experience. It is fluid. Fluid means millions of images came. If I want next set of images, I need to just scroll up. I scroll up, next set of images will be keep on loading. There will be nothing like next page or previous page. Earlier, when you are using few years back Facebook or some other page, you will see that scroll up and at the bottom you will see next post, previous post button. And you click next post page will come. Previous post. But now you see your Facebook, even on your desktop, laptop, scroll up, the next post coming, loading bottom. So that means you have a fluid experience. That means user will stay on only one page and gets access to everything onto that page. That means, so here fluid experience means, so not page by page. So fluid experience means user stays on one page and gets access to everything onto the page. Get access to everything onto the page. This type of experience is called fluid. Now, for web developers, this is also a challenge because they need to design in such a way that page continuously grows on with new details. That's not again easy task. So these are not simple things. These are challenges for developers. These are not easy things. These are some challenges for web developers. In the modern development, I want an application for my business. I want it with unified experience. I want it with fluid experience. So that means these days clients ask that I want unified experience. I want fluid experience. So these are important challenges. Third important is, I hope everyone is clear with these two, fluid experience and unified experience. Third one is loosely coupled and extensible. The third important one is loosely coupled and extensible. We need application loosely coupled and extensible, which is very important these days. What is meant by loosely coupled extensible? Just a basic example I will show you. For example, suppose you are using, suppose we have a bank application. So we have a bank application. Now in this bank application, there are two modules. We have some retail banking. So we have like corporate banking. Two options are there in this. You downloaded and installed this application on your device. That means on your mobile or somewhere. You downloaded and installed that on your device. Now what happens is, that means the app is ready. You are already using it. You signed in, you are already using that application. Now after few days, they have added a new option into this bank application, like loans. They added a new feature. They want to add a new feature into this. Now how this mobile app gets that new feature, which is already installed and it is already being in use? Will you ask all your mobile clients to uninstall the old one and install the new app? We can't ask that. You cannot say that stop using the old application, install another version. Will you develop another version for application? No. For every new feature, we will not develop another version. Now we need to design this application in such a way that this application is already working with two features, and we must able to build this third feature remotely from application. We must able to build it remotely from application, and we must able to push this into the application. And whenever the mobile is idle for 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 1 minute, they kept idle, then this new feature is pushed into this application. You don't need to reinstall the application. You don't need to even re-login into application. You just keep your application idle for few minutes. Then the new feature is added, updated. And next time when you open the application, it is available with that new feature. Don't think that is easy job. This is very complicated thing for developer, because when new features are added into an existing application, it leads to catastrophic failures. That means due to some technical issues, this new feature may not correctly fit with existing features. That leads to a complete application failure. That's very complicated. That's not an easy job. Loosely coupled extensible architecture means our application should be in such a way that it should able to take in any new feature, integrate it, and start working with it. We don't want to reinstall it. We don't want to re-log in also. We just keep it idle, new feature pushed in and start using it. This type of architecture is loosely coupled and extensible. These days, every technology needs that. Java, .NET, PHP, Python, any technology which is building apps, they need this facility. Loosely coupled architecture, extensible architecture. This is challenging for web developers in the modern web development. Building an application with loosely coupled architecture, handling the issues of application, that's very important. So this is not an easy task. This is also one of the challenge for web developers. So unified experience, fluid experience, loosely coupled and extensible. Another important is simplified deployment. We want very simplified deployment. Simplified deployment means suppose you have installed a new software in your laptop or desktop or any device. After installing, usually it asks restart your device. Why to restart? Why we have to restart the device? Because whenever a new software is installed, that software have some system files. Those system files need to be copied into the registry of operating system. Operating system have registry. Into the registry of operating system, if those files are copied, then only application is ready to use. And registry will not allow to copy files into it once application is running, OS is running, operating system is running. At the time of booting operating system, that means when operating system is loading, at the time we need to push them. That is the reason when you restart, next time when it is booting, these new files are copied into it. Then application is ready to use. That is old days, not now. That is old days, not now. That means now I want very simplified deployment. That means these days you see so many apps that you are using on mobile. Single step installation, install, open. There will be nothing like restart your phone until or unless you are updating your phone OS. It will not ask to restart. Any application will not ask to restart. That install, open. That's not easy. That means making an application penetrate into the registry of operating system and register its system files is not an easy task. It's not an easy task. So that is also very complex. That means a technology must support all this. So web development is not like earlier now. That is the reason even a person who is working on web development from more than 10, 15 years, he is now again coming to learn new technologies. Why? That means he is already web developer. From past 10 years, he is doing web development. But he need to learn some new technologies like Angular, React, and all this. Why? Why? In order to handle the challenges in the modern web. Because modern web is not like early web. So now even a 10 years, 15 years experienced developer, web developer need to update to the new skills in order to handle all these issues. So now the question is, what is solution? What is the solution? Solution for all these problems. What is solution? We understood the problems. That means we understood the issues. Now tell me the solution for this. What is solution? How we can overcome all these problems? What is the solution? Solution is nothing but now we ask our developers better to build SPA. Better to build SPA. Before SPA, what we were having earlier, before SPA, we were building traditional web applications. traditional web applications. Don't say multi-page applications. That is technically blunder. Don't ever say multi-page application, single page application. SPY is actually single page application. Single page application. Don't ever say single page application, multi-page application. That is technically completely wrong term. Actually, so earlier we were building traditional web apps. Now developers are asked to better go with single page applications. Single page application. What is the nature of single page application? The question is it new? Single page application is not new. Already we have them. So people don't know. That's it. Developers don't know. Developers are now getting awareness on that and they are knowing about it. So the world's first single page application is Twitter. And nobody says that Twitter is new. Twitter is already there before Angular React were there. Before Angular React were there, so single page applications were there. Only the point is our developers don't know. Only few people are aware of that, right? So our developers are not aware of everything. So later it trends, then developer comes to know about all these and uses. Even I hope majority of people may not know that. Do you know what is the first app that came onto mobiles? Mobile app. That means first app people started using as a third-party app. Mobile apps means not phone book, calendar, camera and all these. Third-party online through internet connection people started using. eBay. eBay is the world's first API. It is the world's first API. That means first time people started using on mobile connected with internet was eBay. That is the first API, world's first API. It is eBay, right? It is shopping site. Even today, it is so lightweight that you can see even today in some other apps, this eBay is integrated. Like you see your Paytm. In your Paytm, you have Paytm shopping. And when you see Paytm shopping, that Paytm shopping is integrated with eBay. App is integrated with another app. That's so lightweight. So that means the point here is single page applications are not new for experts, developers. They are trending now. That's it. That means before Angular and React like technologies, we have single page applications. What is the nature of single page application? The nature of single page application, it will have unified experience. It will have fluid experience. It will give loosely coupled extensible architecture, and it will provide simplified deployment. So better build single page applications, Detailed architecture you will learn later. So what is solution? Better build single page application. Now the point is, another question is how to build single page application. That means is single page application new concept? No, it's not new concept. It's very old. Before Angular, React, Vue, all these technologies born, right? Single page applications already there. Only the point is our developers are not familiar with them. Our developers are not much interested in them. But now it is growing. Now it is growing. Just like people, in the current market, people talk about a technology called Python. Python is very much trending. Is it a new concept? No, it's not new concept. 35, 40 years old language that is. Then why it is trending now? Why people are running behind Python now? Why it is trending now? It's nothing but the situation is such a way that sometimes these technologies have to reinvoke, right? That means already they are there. We don't know their importance. We don't know, we are not using them much. But now when situation comes that is only the way to handle, others are not up to mark, then we will again go with these old technologies, old features. So single page application is not a new concept. It's already there, but now everybody wants a single page application, single page application. So now the question is how to build single page application. That means, so can we use JavaScript and jQuery to build single page application? The answer is yes. We can use JavaScript and jQuery to build single page application. We can use already single page applications earlier built with JavaScript, jQuery only. Even mobile applications also built with JavaScript only. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We have frameworks like Cordova. We have frameworks like Ionic. We have frameworks like Native Script. We use just HTML, CSS, JavaScript even to build mobile applications. Mobile applications are built with all this, That means single page applications can be built with JavaScript and jQuery. So if anybody asks, can we build single page application with JavaScript, jQuery? Yes, you can build. But why not we are continuing with JavaScript and jQuery? That means what are the issues with the JavaScript? What are the issues with JavaScript and jQuery? That means why we are not continuing. If single page applications can be built with JavaScript and jQuery, why we are not continuing? Because see, these are there already. Suppose you say Cordova, Apache. Yeah, this is Apache Cordova. This is Apache Cordova. You can build mobile applications with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Mobile applications you can build. So that means the point is people are not aware of everything. So now people are knowing about so many technologies. And before this itself, we have single page applications. We can build single page applications even today with JavaScript and jQuery. But the question, why people are not preferring this? What are the problems with JavaScript and jQuery? The problem with JavaScript and jQuery, some problems are there. JavaScript is a language, and jQuery is a library. And the point here is they need lot of DOM manipulations. They need lot of DOM manipulations. So what is DOM? I hope you know already in HTML, CSS and all. They need lot of DOM manipulations. That means lot of references. They need lot of coding. That means lot of logic. Applications are heavy. Another point is compatibility issues. That means some browsers handle, some browsers cannot handle. These are all the problems with JavaScript and jQuery. That means we can build single page application with JavaScript and jQuery. But what are the problems with JavaScript, jQuery? Why developers are not interested in JavaScript and jQuery to continue them to build single page application? Because see, for example, the point is, suppose, what is single page application? I will tell you a nature here. Single page application, I will show you. SPA. Single page application is nothing but actually, so when user opens anything, so we will have a page, some index.html. That means we open a web application, by default startup will be index. Now you have login, so you have like register. So you have like some other details, suppose some shopping like this. Now the point here is, so when here we will provide the options like login, We provide the options like register. Now, generally traditional applications, what happens is shop. Traditional applications, when user selects this login, then it will navigate to that login. And this login is a separate page. Again, this page have to load and it should get all the features. But now this time what we do is we don't design like a complete page. We design like a component. We call them as web components. Web components. Are web components new to web developers? No, already we have them in JavaScript itself. So now see, if you ask anybody what is the advantage of Angular, he will say Angular React. Everybody will say component based design. Component based design. That is from the people who don't know JavaScript, people who are not aware of complete web technologies. For them, component based is a new concept. But component based is not a new concept. It's a very old thing. Only the point is our developers don't know all these, right? They are not aware of these things. For example, see, I will show you a concept here. A simple HTML page I will show you here. Let's take a simple one, HTML page or something. So here, see, I will just give you a simple page. So just example, demo.html, right? So here, see, I'm designing a div. I'm creating here a simple input type is equal to date. I said input type is equal to date, and you can see that when I open that date, a date picker will come. How come a simple input type date is giving a calendar? How come it is showing a calendar? That means I click here, it shows a calendar. I can choose up and down. I can select any date. How come this happening? Actually, let's go to inspect. I'm inspecting this. And in the inspect, see here. So here I will go to elements. This is the div. And you see, generally as a ordinary HTML learner, you will see this is one element. This is one element. Input type date is an element. No, it's not an element. It's a component. Okay, you want to see how this component is built, right? Then let's go to the settings. In the settings, you can see here. So more tools will be there. Here, all these networking tools will be there. Let's go into the settings. Yeah. In the settings, you select an option here, shadow DOM. Show shadow DOM. Select an option, shadow DOM. Okay, now you see this input type date is designed with, you can observe, it is designed with a lot of things. It is designed with a lot of things. You see, it is designed with a div. That div contains so much. As a ordinary HTML learner, general JavaScript programmer who is not great in entire web development, he knows only little bit things. For him, input type date is an element. But for a professional, input type date is not an element. It is a component. A component is built with so a lot of markup. It is built with logic. It is built with effects. That is why you can see when I click on that icon, it is popping up. That is logic. And the presentation uses a lot of CSS, background color and all markup. So is component based design is new for web development? It's not new. You may not know about it. That's it. That is the reason people who talk about component based design is available in React and Angular. That means you can say he don't know about JavaScript first, right? So the point here is this is not a great thing. It's already there. Now what these technologies are doing is they made it more easier. That means if you ask a JavaScript developer to design a date component, he have to do all this. He have to do all this. And if you ask to design everything like this and create an application, lot of time. Now, if you give such components ready-made to a developer, that's good. That's easy. That means he can build an application in a more faster way, in an easy way. He don't need to do everything manually, configure everything manually. That means component-based designs are not new for web development. What is problem with JavaScript is JavaScript jQuery, lot of DOM manipulations, lot of references, lot of coding, compatibility issues. That is the reason in this example, have you seen to handle the compatibility issues? I hope you have observed. In this, you might have observed, I will open this here, input type date. You might have observed this is using WebKit calendar. Do you know what is WebKit? WebKit is nothing but it is a plugin. So suitable for browsers like Chrome, like Edge, not Firefox. For Firefox, you have another plugin called MOZ. So web developers who are writing CSS, who are writing JavaScript, they know that a feature cannot work everywhere in a similar way. They have to, compatibility issues will come. When you are writing for Internet Explorer, you have to write for Internet Explorer. That means generally you people know, right? So what you know is compatibility issues means we have to write WebKit transition. So we need to write Mozilla transition. We need to write MS transition. MS transition is for this is for Internet Explorer. I hope you people know about different types of engines. So what if anybody asks what is WebKit? Actually, WebKit is nothing but it is a browser engine. Can you name other browser engines? We have other browser engine like Gecko. So Gecko is another browser engine. So that means so many browser engines are there. Every browser have a different engine. They can't understand your markup in the same way. Due to that, so many technical issues will come. Then a developer have to handle these compatibility issues by using various plugins. So the point here is compatibility issues, lot of coding and all this. So these are all the issues in building single page application. Now the question here is, what is solution? What is solution now? That means, see, I hope you are following these points. First, in order to know why we need Angular, first we need to know what are the challenges in modern web development. Second, we need to know what is the solution for this. Then how do we solve that? So can we use our traditional JavaScript jQuery? We can, but it's not recommended. Why? Because these all issues will come. Then what is solution? Solution, so better use modern libraries and frameworks that provide components, component based design, that provides component based design. Better use the libraries and framework that provide component based design. Now what are those? So now recently familiar people, actually we started with like Knockout.js. We have like Backbone.js. We have like Ember.js. We have like Vue.js. So we have like React.js. We have like Angular.js. After that we have Angular. So many. Now the point here is, what are differences? So we don't need to discuss difference between everyone. That is not required. But one very important thing is, so people have the doubt, like so many doubts, like What is difference between React JS and Angular? So people have always doubt like which one is best, which one to learn. Is it React? Is it Angular? This is a very common thing. And another point is people have a doubt like what is difference between Angular JS and Angular JS and Angular. These are important things. These two are very important to understand. What is difference between React JS and Angular? What is difference between Angular JS and Angular? We will see that. We will discuss that point. Here the concept is, so to build single page applications, we can use all this. We can use all this. Now people have a doubt like, so React or Angular, because these two are very much trending. Then people ask like React or Angular or Vue or anything. See, the point is simply clear, right? If you are an experienced web developer, you are showing 3+, 2+, 4+ experience in web development, you must have knowledge of both React and Angular, mandatory. Don't classify between React and Angular. So don't prioritize Angular or React. Don't ever come and say that React is best, Angular is best. That is completely unprofessional, right? For example, see, suppose I'm showing you a simple point here. Suppose we have some Naukri. This is Naukri site. And in Naukri site, suppose we are searching for suppose we are searching for Java full stack developer, something developer, Java, .NET, Python full stack developer. Now you can see in some of these you can see they are asking here, so a senior software engineer, and the senior software engineer is Java full stack developer with 2 to 5 years experience. They are asking Angular JS. Angular JS is very old one, right? Now somebody says that Angular JS is gone, Angular is very advanced. Who are you to tell that it is gone? After all, right? So this is 9 days ago posted job, and Angular JS is very old. And you see now here, so here some technologies here they are asking like, let's see, some technologies are asking for Angular, some technologies are asking for Angular JS, and see some technologies we will asking for Angular framework and React JS. Tech Mahindra, it is saying that Tech Mahindra is saying that we want a Java developer with Angular and React. Now who are you to prioritize that Angular is best, React is best? After all, right? That means there is nothing like this is best. So because the project will decide which one is required according to the project requirements. And a senior software developer in web, he must have knowledge of both of them. Angular is required, React also required. Don't say Angular is best or React is best, right? For a senior software engineer, he must have knowledge of both, because some projects are using Angular, some projects are using React. You cannot prioritize. So don't prioritize at all, right? Don't prioritize at all. So that then the question here is, what is difference then? What is difference between React JS and Angular? First, a simple point I will tell you. React JS is a library, and Angular is a framework. For a software developer, no need to explain more than this. If you tell library and framework, then he knows the difference between them, and he knows where library is used, where framework is used, what is the role of framework, what is the role of library. He knows very well. A software developer knows. If you are not aware, then I will tell you what is difference. I will show you what is the difference between a library and a framework. I will show you. then you will understand the difference. That means React.js is a library and Angular is a framework. Framework is a larger scope than library. So I will tell you detailed differences. We will discuss that. But framework is a larger scope, having a larger scope than library. Library cannot control application flow. Libraries cannot control application flow. Library can build application. But if when it goes to controlling application flow, we need a framework. So React libraries are good for building effective interfaces. Effective user interfaces. To build effective user interfaces, React library is good. But only React library is not enough. So for making asynchronous, we need a library called RxJS. To manage state for application, we need a library called Redux. To make it mobile based suitable, we need a framework, we need a library called React Native. That means one is not enough anywhere. Anywhere one is not enough. That means the point is library React is good for only interfaces, user interface. If you are looking for a larger application which can control the entire application flow, then better go with frameworks. Some application need framework, some application are enough with library. That is the reason in a company, when you are working, in one project may be using React, another project may be using Angular. A senior software developer must have knowledge of both. It's not like React is good or Angular is good. Both are required. For a fresher, any one is enough as an add-on. That for a fresher means all these technologies are add-on. So because for a fresher, they expect HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And if you have knowledge of React and Angular, okay, good, very good. But we will decide so whether you will work with directly React and Angular in the company or not based on your skill levels. Because a fresher cannot directly jump into Angular development. We keep him for a few months in the UI development, front end designs, components and all. Later we will give him the complex roles once we are satisfied with his work. Right? Initially, first attempt itself, fresher will not get a direct chance to work with this React, Angular components everywhere until or unless it is a small scale project or application, right? The point is now React is library and Angular is framework. We need to understand what is difference between library and framework. Detail overview I will give you. Difference I will explain. When to use Angular, when to use React. We will see those difference. Then in Angular, before coming to Angular, we were using Angular.js. Then what is difference between Angular.js and Angular? How changes made? And is Angular.js gone? You have seen that. It's not gone. We have advanced. We have alternative. We will discuss differences also. Who will use Angular.js and who will use Angular? And what are the features of Angular and how Angular works? These things we have to learn. That we will see in our next session. Tomorrow we will do that, right? So in tomorrow's session, we will discuss the difference between React.js and Angular, and we will discuss difference between Angular.js and Angular, then the features of Angular. Once we're done with that theoretically, then we will start with TypeScript now. Tomorrow, we will finish this part. Then day after tomorrow, we will start working with TypeScript. Practically, we will start from day after tomorrow. Once we are aware of all these things. So we will start learning from TypeScript onwards. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue. And tomorrow I will give you an online link. There I will upload all these notes, whatever I am explaining here. Okay. Right. Thank you.